Great to be back at home after being on the road last week. I thought our guys in the first half really defended with very good energy, and to hold them to 23 points put us in a great position. And then we shot the ball well in the first half from outside. There's definitely some positives like free throw shooting from tonight's game. I thought our older guys really played with the right purpose. Some of our other guys were a little up and down in terms of getting frustrated. Got to play through frustration even at home. And we did a really good job of that last week on the road, something we got to continue to work on here because the game's not always going to go perfect. But overall, to hold Fordham's, I think they have the first and the third leading scorer in the league. To hold those guys in single digits is really good on the part of our guards, and something to build on.
Questions?
Doctor, what's wrong with Travion? Cramping or something?
No, I guess he sprained his toe is the diagnosis. So he'll be getting treatment as much as possible, and I can't tell you exactly when he'll be back, but I would guess it'll be soon.
Dr. Briante said that you felt like you guys maybe had a hard time getting up for Fordham because their record wasn't very good. Is that kind of understandable coming off the road and the wins you had on the road, maybe with Richmond just ahead?
Oh, yeah, it's understandable. It's human nature, but it doesn't mean that you accept it. I think the best teams in any sport they find a way to fight human nature. They find a way to fight complacency when that might set in. They find a way to be where they need to be for a quote-unquote trap game. I'm not saying that this was one. You said Briante did. And, I thought Briante really had a good approach today. I thought his leadership, he reminded me of Darius today. He did a good job getting guys involved. He did a good job talking. He had 4 assists, no turnovers. Very good floor game.
Coach, did Melvin have a little something extra for his hometown colleague?
No, I don't think it was anything to do with that. I think, first of all, he played a little bit more, so that was good. He got more shots, and we want to get Mel some good looks when we can because he's a good scorer. I thought he was one of the guys that was a little frustrated early on. I liked the way that he finished the game just with his approach. But early on, Melvin lays in his bed and he visualizes this perfect game where he makes 10 threes and everything goes perfect. And that's because he cares so much. I think it comes from a good place. It doesn't come from a selfish place. He wants to help the team. But it's just not always going to go that way. So you have to let things roll off your back and move on to the next play.
Melvin seems to have sort of this innate shot-making ability. I mean, does he practice all these shots he takes?
Not really. I mean, he's got a good touch. But to be honest with you, I like Mel shooting open threes. That's what I like. His three-point percentage is better than his two-point percentage, slightly. So when he drives, he probably needs to pass it a little bit more. And but he does have a nice floater game. He can shoot that when open. But if he draws defenders, then he needs to find his teammates.
He has a habit when prompted of naming the shots. That drive, that spinning, twirling drive in the second half, the shot that didn't go down. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen the boogie down before?
Is that what he called it? Yeah, he's a trip. That's Melvin. If you had a team full of guys like that, then I don't know how much you get done, but it's good to have one of them. So I think overall the guy's really making progress. He's still only in his second year here, and he's come a long way. When you play teams for the first time in conference play, you look back at the tape from last year, and so we watched Fordham from last year, we watched LaSalle from last year, we watched Dayton from last year. The guy was disastrous on defense last year, Melvin, So he's really made progress there. He's still not Gary Payton yet, but he's coming a long way, and he's making progress.
Coach, with that win, you're now off to the best start in your tenure. Can you talk about that? Is it the maturation process of the players, or what is it?
I don't really compare years. I mean, I think we've gotten better and made some progress. I think we got humbled when we took our trip to Puerto Rico. I think coming back from that, we've gotten better in practice, made progress, made some defensive progress. Offensively, I think we're still a work in progress, but I think we are learning that our best offensive players need to be the ones who get to shoot the ball the most, as evidenced by Saturday's game. So just got to keep making progress and keep growing. I mean, it's still early in the conference season, so we're not really worried about the first 21 games. We're focused on our next game and moving forward from there.
Coach,
Yes.
very special preparation for a game like Saturday, crosstown rival Richmond. Game last year, we went to the Robin Center, tough loss in overtime. They hit a lot of threes, and then a game here where it was a 2-point game with 5 minutes to go. They can shoot the ball very well. Any special preparation for Saturday?
No, I mean, not really special. Just it's a team that you have a lot of familiarity with because it is a rivalry game, and just got to do the same thing that you do preparing for any game, which is really watch the tape, dissect what happens, what's happened in the past. Their defense pretty much is what it was. I think they've done a really good job against our full court pressure, their guards. That's something that we'll look at closely. Part of it is their guards are really quick and really good with the ball, Lindsey and Anthony particularly. So we'll watch tape. Our older guys have a pretty good familiarity. I think some of our new guys will need to quickly acclimate them to what Richmond does on both ends of the floor. But, when it comes down to it, just like any other game, we'll work for 2 days to prepare, and then Saturday morning we'll get up early and be excited at 11 o'clock.
Coach, how's Terrence Stanley doing?
He's good. His knee's not all the way back yet, but he's making progress. He's done some things in practice. He's not been 100% full go in practice yet, but I anticipate hopefully he'll be back full go soon.
Any other questions?
Coach, you and Rob had a bit of a conversation late in the second half. Was that a conversation out of love or frustration?
Oh, definitely love. It's always out of love with him. Not really frustration. I try not to get frustrated. Frustration is the most wasted emotion. I get mad sometimes. There's a difference. When you're angry, you can channel it and do something positive with it. Frustration, which happens to Rob a lot, is you can't really do anything with it. It's just because you're not in the moment. You're focused on the past or you're focused on the future, which you don't control. So I just was kind of had some words for him about his urgency to go get the ball and his urgency to do certain things. And I like the way he ended the game. He ended the game, he had 2 plays that don't really show up on here, but a really good defensive play where you could see in his eyes and in his stance, my man's not scoring. And then there was another loose ball that he went and got and just went after it. He's as athletic as anybody on either of those teams, but he's a guy that's got to go after plays. And that's all I was reminding him of during that conversation. Love, all love.